Today's lesson is on Pythagoras' theorem, and today we are going to look at finding the hypotenuse. So, Pythagoras' theorem allows us to calculate the missing side on a right-angled triangle. The hypotenuse is the longest side of a right-angled triangle, and it is always across from the right angle. If the three sides of a triangle are A, B, and C, then Pythagoras' theorem states that C squared equals A squared plus B squared. Example 1. Use Pythagoras' theorem to calculate the length of the hypotenuse. So I'm going to call the hypotenuse x, and to find the hypotenuse, what I'm going to do is square each side and add them together. So I'm going to do 12 squared plus 5 squared. Now, putting them into your calculator, or you can work it out in your head, 12 squared is 144, 5 squared is 25, and that gives us an answer of 169. To find x, I'm going to do the square root of 169. So I'm asking myself, what number multiplies by itself to give me 169? The answer is 13 centimetres. Alternatively, you could put it into the calculator. Example 2. Use Pythagoras' theorem to calculate the length of the hypotenuse. This time, the hypotenuse is labelled P, and remember, it's always across from the right angle. So I'm going to do P squared equals, and I'm going to do 8 squared plus 7 squared. Again, it doesn't matter the order, I always put the bigger number first. So 8 squared is 64, and 7 squared is 49, and when I add these together, I'm going to get 113. This time, I'm going to do the square root of 113 to find P. This question needs a calculator, so the square root of 113 is equal to 10.6 millimetres. Example 3, again the same process, we're working with decimals this time, it's not going to change what we do. Definitely a calculator question though, so it's x squared equals 5.7 squared plus 3.1 squared. So 5.7 squared is 32.49, 3.1 squared is 9.61, and when I add the two of them together, I get an answer of 42.1. So I'm going to take the square root of 42.1, and that is going to give me an answer of 6.488, which I'm going to round to one decimal place, and that's going to be 6.5 centimetres. So example 4, a little problem solving question. The picture shows the side view of a lean-to hut. Calculate the length of the sloping roof. Now the sloping roof is the length of the hypotenuse of this triangle. First thing I'm going to do is make a wee diagram just to make it a bit clearer. So here is that triangle. I'll put the right angle in. Okay, what do we know? Well, we know we're calculating the length of the roof, and I'm going to call that R for roof. Okay, what else can we work out here? Well, the bottom of the triangle must be the same length as the kind of bottom of that rectangle, so that's going to need to be 2.2 metres. Now, if this is 1.9, this bit here is also 1.9, and I need to add on another 0.9 to get up to 2.8. So that side there must be 0.9 metres. Okay, we're now ready to use Pythagoras. R squared is equal to 2.2 squared plus 0.9 squared. 2.2 squared is equal to 4.84. And 0.9 squared is equal to 0.81. When I add these two together, I get an answer of 5.65. And to find R, the length of the sloping roof, I'm going to do the square root of 5.65. And that is going to give me an answer of 2.37. and we'll round it to one decimal place, which is 2.4 metres. Example 5. The base of an isosceles triangle is 200 centimetres and its height is 75 centimetres. Find the perimeter of the isosceles triangle. So, two things. Isosceles triangles, we have got two sides which are the same length, so this side and this side. And we want to find the perimeter, which is the outline of the triangle. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is work out the length of one of these sides. Now, it doesn't matter which triangle we choose because they're both the same length. So I'm going to draw the one on the left-hand side. Now, that is 75 centimetres, and an isosceles triangle is cut right down the middle there. So the bottom length, the base of the triangle, must be 100 centimetres. And I'm going to just call this side x. So x squared equals 100 squared plus 75 squared. That is 10,000 plus 75 squared is 5,625. So in total, we've got 15,625. To find x, I'm going to do the square root of that number, 15,625, and that gives me an answer of 125 centimetres. Okay, now it's time to answer the question because it's asking for the perimeter of the isosceles triangle, and the perimeter is the outline. So this bit here, add this bit here, add this bit here. So what do I know about these lengths? Well, I've just worked out this side is 125, and because it's isosceles, so is that side. So the perimeter is 200, add 125, add 125, so the perimeter is 400 centimetres.